Hi, this is Amos Brown. I'm back. Well, the story for the day is don't let the gray hair fool you. I notice, this has been going on a lot, and it's probably more likely cultural, that the Western civilization doesn't value their elderly or the ones that are up in age. They don't value them at all. Now, in the Eastern part of the world and in part of Latin America, they do. But in the Western world, not so much. Even if the person has knowledge or even specialized knowledge in a certain field, they want to minimize it. They basically want you out of the way for the youth. And a lot of that is economic factor component to that. You can pay someone out of college, you can pay them less money and possibly get more work out of them. That's that's the theory. Okay, I call it a theory. Um, However, they're firing people that's coming straight out of college because they lack the social skills to do the job. Those soft skills that's really critical, they lack it. And they're starting to hire more of the people that are the baby boomers, silent generation, or the older Gen X, because they have those skills. It's unfortunate, but a lot of I would say, the young millennials, not necessarily the geriatric millennials, but the young millennials seem to have that issue with communication. They're constantly on their phones or on the computer, and they haven't had I'm not going to say opportunity, but they just don't practice that. That's a skill that you have to practice in order to become good at it and proficient. Um, and that being said, a lot of the older people that are getting these jobs, they're kind of not liking that, and they want you out of the way, no matter what your skill set is. Now, as most people that know me pretty well, they know that I'm a semi-professional dancer. I'm a Latin dancer, retired, but I do help teach, and I have friends that I help teach when need be. But it was a particular production that was going on, and I was going to implement a lot of the martial arts into the dance. And I was dancing with a young lady, and I was actually using a lot of the African Zulu stick fighting as a hybrid with Arnez Balintawat, which is a Filipino style of stick fighting. And I remember we were in the dressing room, and I was getting ready, and one of the people that was in the production, kind of in the production, walked to me and said, "Well, what are you going to do, old man?" I looked and said, "Really? That's interesting." But what he saw was this gray hair. He's known me, but really didn't know me. I guess he felt comfortable saying that. I guess he assumed, and that's the problem with a lot of these younger people. They assume that by you being an older person, that you still don't have those skill sets. Actually, he did not know my skill sets at all until it was my time to perform. And so I'd done the dance with the young lady. She's a nice looking young woman, and she's a good dancer. And I implemented my skill sets with the stick techniques from African and Philippine islands. And he didn't know that I had over 35 years of experience in training with Filipino and African stick fighting. Yet, uh, well, make a long story short, when the performance was over, I grabbed the young lady and carried her off the stage, and I guess he was shocked about that too. He didn't realize, hey, the guy's in shape, but no, all he saw was this gray hair. After the performance, he was as quiet as a field mice or a church mice, depending on how you want to look at it. But let that be a lesson that Age don't always tell the whole story. Okay? You never underestimate anyone. That's even from martial arts, socially, in business. You never underestimate anyone. And don't think because someone's old that they still don't have the skill sets to perform the duties that's required in order to be successful. And these are for you young people. Try to learn from an older person. Try to gain experience, to let them pass that experience down to you so you can avoid a lot of those pitfalls. Or pitfalls that may throw you back 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Learn that. Okay? A lot of young people, they can operate an app. That doesn't make you well-rounded because you can operate an app. Having education or having knowledge of something is completely different from having the wisdom. Without the wisdom, you can't apply it correctly. So remember that, young people. Okay? And on that note, this is Amos Brown. I'm signing out.